Hey guys, welcome to JayWalk Media. This is Matt Miller, and watch this woke, obnoxious college student confront Kristan Hawkins, who is giving a pro-life speech on a college campus. This gets very heated very quickly. Check it out right here.
I just want to read you this poster that I have because I hear a lot of pro-lifers say that life begins at conception. So my poster reads, "Life begins when you understand living women matter more than potential babies."
What is it?
What do you mean?
If it's a potential baby, what is inside of a woman?
It's a fetus?
Is it living?
No.
How can it grow if it's not living?
Actually, that's like saying if an acorn is a tree.
When does the fetus become living?
That's actually a good question, but that line...
Yeah, of course, because you don't know it. Because it's living. It's living.
How about you let her speak?
You're fundamentally denying science to validate your opinion.
You actively deny science, ma'am.
How am I denying? What science did I deny, Darby?
Okay, so let's look at some posters over here.
But
you don't have to be here.
I need you to tell me what science. You just made an accusation that I denied science. What science did I deny?
That it's a child inside of you. It is a clump of cells when
I'm a clump of cells. What makes me different?
That you were born. You were born.
So you don't. What you're arguing is that anything that is not born is not valuable of life.
I did not say that.
It's subjective. So when does a child or fetus or clump of cells, whatever you want to call it, when does this clump of cells or fetus become living?
When it can sustain its own life.
But when is that? When is the sustainability? No, when is sustainability?
21? About like 30 weeks to born, like 24, 30.
Because how do you sustain life? Like my newborns aren't sustainable. You can't just have a newborn and they just live on their own, right?
Right.
They're not sustainable. They need help and assistance to survive. So is a newborn not worthy of life? Is a newborn not worthy of life?
I do have one thing to say to you. How is it that when my mom was in college 30 years ago, she was protesting the exact same thing that me and these wonderful other women and men on this side have been protesting? How is it? Why? Why are we still protesting? Why are we still having to talk about this issue? It is a basic human right to have an abortion, to have a choice.
The reason we're still having the question is because some people don't want to accept the natural consequences of heterosexual sex and be inconvenienced by another human life, or want to selfishly choose to end human life in order to have their whims met.
So right off the bat, you can tell that this girl is, she's very passionate, which is generally speaking a good thing, but she's approaching this conversation very emotionally and not really from a facts and evidence-based standpoint. And that's her first mistake, obviously going up against Kristan Hawkins, who is an amazing speaker, pro-life advocate, and she works with Students for Life, which is a great pro-life organization that goes from campus to campus, basically just showing the other side to these students who unfortunately exist in these left-wing echo chambers that are American universities. That's really the thing, is that a lot of college kids, and I got this impression when I was in college several years ago, they just have not been exposed to right-wing or conservative points of view ever, and not in a way that they can actually digest and think about. Maybe only as straw men, but I think a lot of kids, they get to college, they go through high school maybe never even having thought of politics or heard of what political left and right even is. And then they get to college and immediately they're inundated with left-wing professors and other students who are giving them this worldview that is an extremist left-wing worldview oftentimes. The fact that over 90% of college professors are registered Democrats is kind of proof right there that something is off. I mean, why would there be such a huge tilt? If you're a wine lover, you got to hear about one of the best kept secrets in the world of wine. Our amazing sponsor for this video, Bonner Private Wines Partnership. Imagine enjoying a glass of wine that comes from some of the highest altitude vineyards on earth, 6,000 to 9,000 feet in the Andes Mountains of Argentina. At that altitude, the grapes endure conditions that create intense flavors like blackberry, leather, and a touch of dark cherry. The best part? These wines are untouched by the additives and high sugar content that you'll find in wines at the grocery store or Walmart. No dyes, no artificial flavors, just small batch natural wine created by small family producers. And here's the thing, the region where these wines come from makes them very difficult to get and very rare, but Bonner Private Wines Partnership has cracked the code, making these exclusive wines available to you without a big industry markup. Right now, my viewers can get $25 off their first order when they join, as well as complimentary shipping. All you have to do is visit bonnerprivatewines.com/JayWalk, link in the description. This is a great offer for a great product you will not want to miss out on. Check it out. Now back to the video. These kids, they need to get exposed. That's why I think Kristan Hawkins, Students for Life, is doing the right thing. They need to be exposed to these arguments so that, maybe at first it's kind of a shock and they don't handle it so well like this girl didn't. But it gives them something to think about. And now they know what conservatives actually believe in and why they believe in it. And it's not just these proxy straw man, boogeymen or whatever that they can't even relate to one little bit. The American university system is kind of a disgrace at this point. It's a bloated, expensive bureaucracy that's putting kids in debt for decades, that's disgraceful. But even when you're there paying for that, and you're getting brainwashing. You're getting left-wing brainwashing. I remember, and it worked its way almost into every corner of campus. I remember one of my math teachers in 2016 trying to tell us why he thought Trump was going to be dangerous for this country during a math class. I don't know what the hell that has to do with math at all. And it was just a total waste of our time. We're paying to be there. And a lot of us are going into super debt for this. And these teachers a lot of them are clowns. I had some good teachers, but I would say overwhelmingly the majority of them in the social sciences and stuff, that was the degree I was taking, poli-sci, were not worth listening to for even 5 minutes. The good news is I think that this is starting to change. The necessity of college being necessary for getting a job as a young adult, I think that's starting to swing the other direction, and employers are rightfully realizing that getting a bachelor's degree in liberal arts means nothing. It means that it usually will mean that you had some kind of brainwashing or left-wing brainwashing done to you. But it also means that, you skip class a lot, you barely handed in the homework on time, and you partied and drank a lot. It's not really a pre-qualifier in most cases for a successful, hardworking person. And I think employers are looking for other indicators when they're trying to make their employment decisions and trying to judge people for who would be the best candidate for those roles. I think young entrepreneurs are the best, probably. A kid who starts his own business or has done a lot of internships and actually has hands-on training, because he's not getting brainwashing and he's not out there drinking and partying and waking up at noon. He's waking up and going to work every day and actually in the real world, and he's getting experience with things that actually are going to teach him or her how to be successful in the actual real world. And college is unfortunately so far away from that. And I think you see that in some of these kids, these clips with these kids, and this one especially, where this girl doesn't know how to communicate. She doesn't know how to think critically and rationally about these more advanced topics. And it's just a shame to see our university system degrade like this, but it's just the way that it's going. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of this clip in the comments. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you guys get notified when we post new videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.